The Orville Redenbacher will not be seen tonight to bring you this fabulous episode of Bill Has Opinions. And welcome everybody to another episode of Bill Has Opinions, the Dragon Con show with the Generation X problem. I am Laura Lavoie, and I am here with Bill Perkins, who has opinions.
Hello there.
All right. Well, welcome.
Yes.
While we start the show, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing swell. It's been a week, but I'm already doing that thing where you're trying to work, but you can't focus. Like, honest to God, I should just go ahead and take the whole week off,
Right.
Because nothing's getting done. Everything is just checking this, checking that. Somebody posted last year's pictures file, like some photographer, like just got around to uploading it. So then I'm going through that whole gallery. That's a thing I got to do. I actually found a picture of Jill.
Yeah, we saw that.
So. Yeah, it's just cool. You just like the couple days before, you're really useless. You really, so.
Yes. And of course, the reason for that is that we are gearing up for our favorite event all year. So we are heading to Dragon Con soon.
Yes.
And speaking of Dragon Con soon, thank you for loving my coat. We are both dressed up like you do.
Oh, yeah.
So who are you today?
I'm doing my it's a casual Obi-Wan Kenobi idea I came up with just because I don't know, like I realized I was going to keep this beard for several days and I wasn't going to change anything, and so I couldn't really pull off a whole lot of my other costumes. So I just kind of like decided, oh, you know what? I'll just buy myself a Tatooine t-shirt. This is a Tatooine tourist t-shirt. See,
nice.
And I put this like hooded sweater on. And then I realized after I did it, I was like, oh, this is kind of like a Big Lebowski, like a crossover thing. So I was like, that's kind of cool. Honest to God, I should make myself like a blue Russian, like, I don't mean a cat. I mean like a white Russian, but with blue food coloring. So it looks like it's made with Banta milk,
Right. You should bring a little thing of blue food coloring and order yourself a white Russian.
And then just boop, boop, and start, be like,
yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
This is probably my Thursday outfit. And who knows? Maybe it'll be my daytime outfit during, the rest. Who knows? Like I said, it depends on how stinky you get, I guess.
That's fair. Well, speaking of drinks, though, What are you drinking?
Oh, well, currently I'm finishing up a Asheville Brewing Ninja Porter, which I know people are going to be like, well, oh, it's summertime. Why are you drinking a porter? Well, I'm drinking a porter because it's been unseasonably cool here. And I actually had I had a Appalachian Mountain Brewery Oktoberfest before this. So,
nice.
But then I'm going to segue into a Elysian Space Dust afterwards, which has got 9%. So I'll be good and silly by the end of the show.
Well, I'm glad you will be, because here's my sad tale.
It's a light beer?
Well, no, even worse than that. I have to go get some medical tests done tomorrow.
Oh.
So I don't want to be, on the. I don't want them to. Yeah. Anyway, I'm drinking a non-alcoholic beer.
Oh,
for that reason.
You're not even going to be that funny tonight.
Well, hopefully I'll still be funny. Hopefully it's not just because I'm drunk. But I do have.
Okay, I won't be as funny.
To me, right? But I do want to point this out. This stuff is like seriously good. The Untitled Art non-alcoholic West Coast IPA. It's one of the better IPAs I've had in a long time. And it doesn't taste non-alcoholic. It tastes Very
they've gotten it down. I think some of these non-alcoholics, like you can't really tell. I mean, aside from the lack of a buzz.
Right. But yeah, I don't want to get blood tests done at 8:00 in the morning and having had very many beers tonight. So
I'd be like,
I'm being responsible.
Problem?
Right. So exciting news for the first time in the history of Bill Has Opinions.
Right.
We have a guest.
Uh-huh.
What?
Yes.
A guest. So I suppose we should have her
some
on.
import in the to the thing we're talking about. So let's.
Well, yes, it is pertinent too. So let's welcome Gabby to the show. Hey, Gabby.
Very first guest.
Very first ever. We were very excited when you messaged us.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
I have tried to line up guests, especially for this show in the past, but it never worked out. Like the celebrity guests that I reached out to never responded.
Well, not necessarily a celebrity, but I am drinking and I will be mouthy. So there's that.
There you
go. Well, speaking of, what are you drinking? Since this is a drinking show.
Well, I just happen to be enjoying my very last Dragon's Nectar from the 2020 show.
Oh, wow.
So I figure this is a great opportunity to have a little mead. I'm really looking forward to trying the new one this year, the Dragon Blaster. And they're doing, did you guys see earlier today, they mentioned that if you go to Monk's Meadery, they're going to do a Hoopy Fruit lunch special where if you order 3 drinks, you get the new one for free, for $1. $1 for
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
I doubt I'll make it over there to the tap room, but I kind of want to. So
right.
How to make that happen.
How far away is that? Is it walking distance or is this on the other side of town?
It's not walking distance, but I don't think it's terribly far away. I actually, let's see.
Yeah, I always have the best of intentions of like hopping on MARTA and going somewhere, but then it's convention and I don't want to.
Yeah.
No, it is, it's actually North Highland Avenue. So it's a little, you'd probably want to Uber there, particularly if you're having 3 drinks.
You want to Uber back anyway.
But yeah, I actually got to get a peek inside what it looks like inside because they did the last town hall there. So looks like a really cool little tap room. Really nice people there. So
nice, awesome. All right, so Gabby, what brings you to the show today?
I am your friendly neighborhood DCTV representative, literally, because I'm in the neighborhood. I'm an Asheville resident, but I'm helping out with social media for DCTV this year. So when Bill said that he had a DCTV specific DragonCon Gab sesh, I was like, well, I could say a few things.
Nice. Yes, I mean, so it would be our absolute dream to get the folks at DCTV, everybody, to see what we do. But the truth is, we sort of blatantly rip off DCTV for this show. So
I noticed the will not be seen tonight. But I mean, considering DragonCon TV is a loving nod to other productions, I think the long-standing history is it's a ripoff of a ripoff of a ripoff of a ripoff.
Yeah, it's
and
like a bad copy.
It's very fan-driven, so. So yeah, I mean, some of your stuff's super clever. I loved the opening. The opening will not be seen tonight. So if you ever want to submit to DCTV, we might actually put it on the actual feed. So
yeah, well, we're done with it.
Yeah, no, I would be happy to send that through. I can take off the Bill Has Opinions, the logo, but
right.
But if you want to run with that, that's also cool.
I spent far too long I spent just enough time making that, but I was laughing to myself for hours. And I wouldn't tell Bill what it was. I'm like, you can't know.
No, yeah, it's all a surprise to me. She's not told me anything about tonight's show. She's been very kept it very close, you know.
Well, it keeps you on your toes. It keeps you on your toes.
So as the host, I can see you have total power over this production.
Well, his name's on the show.
That's fair.
Yeah. No, if you stick around after your segment, we'll explain some of sort of the tie-in of Dragon Con to this show and why it's so important, and you'll get the whole thing. But anyway, I don't want to eat up your time, so tell us what you came here to tell us.
Just get down to business,
right? Well, DCTV has a whole lot of exciting stuff planned for this year. Officially, we've got a lot of announcements that we're rolling out tomorrow night for the folks who tune into The Late Show. It'll actually be late this time. It's a little weird. 8 p.m. tomorrow night is The Late Show episode 0, where we're going to debut some new swag. We're going to talk about some updates to other things. And we're going to talk about the blood drive, this year's charity. Rachel Reeves is going to be on as our special interview. And so it's gonna be a big show. So if you are one of those folks who likes to get all of the lowdown, the nitty gritty, be the first to know what's happening, tomorrow night is definitely the night to tune in. But also for me, I'm doing some fan-driven social media projects this year. So I posted earlier across DCTV social media that if you have an awesome Dragon Con story, we want to hear from you. Basically, we are doing a couple segments. One that I'm very excited about is called The Confessional Booth. The Confessional Booth is kind of a play on Unsolved Mysteries, where we are hoping to have fans tell their biggest Dragon Con secret, the thing that they have never told anyone else before about their Dragon Con experience. It's going to be hosted by one of our favorite Dragon Con personalities, DCTV personalities. I'll keep that hush-hush for now. But basically, we're looking for folks who are willing to do quick little fun interviews where they tell their stories at Dragon Con this weekend. And if you're not attending, if you're attending virtually, we do have a form where you can submit your Dragon Con stories, because like I said, we're doing 3 different segments. So even if you can't be there in person, a DCTV representative can hopefully do your story justice by telling it on one of our other segments. So if you've got a really awesome Dragon Con story, it is a bit.ly, bit.ly/tell-your-story DCTV is the bit.ly link.
Sweet. And we'll add that link in the comments too.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. I just saw that comment pop up. Yay. But yeah, I mean, we're going to be rolling out a lot of stuff. I'm basically going to be walking around the convention floor. So for those who are there in person, look for me. I might be wearing one of these guys. I might be wearing, I definitely will be wearing the Dragon Con TV face mask. So if you just look for the folks walking around with camera equipment that have a sign that says "Talk to DCTV," it's a pretty big giveaway. I wonder who's with DCTV. Maybe the guys with the big cameras. Yeah, come talk to us. We're going to do some audience interviews and some hashtag prompts. So if you guys like doing the TikTok thing or the Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels thing, we're doing a couple fun little social media prompts that we will debut in a couple days, actually. Some suggestions for what exactly it is that we're doing. So yeah, it's going to be a really busy year. It's going to be a really fun year. I think we're going to have a whole lot of stuff that is going to be really exciting for folks. And we really want to hear your stories. So
awesome. This could be our big break, Bill.
We should, right?
Would be.
Well, I mean, so right after you get done, I'm going to tell our Dragon Con story right here, because because it really is. It's a lot of the onus for this whole thing here. So we'll explain why it's so important to us.
Absolutely. And that's why, we started this show just as a brief thing, and we started the show as a pandemic hobby. And of course, there was no DragonCon that year. So we did this episode specifically to fill some, a hole in our hearts when we couldn't go.
Yeah, for sure. It's amazing how much the technology has changed over the last 2 years to keep up with, virtual events. But DragonCon Goes Virtual was a labor of love that was accomplished by so many passionate people and so much fun. And finding like other things like this that are little hobbies and things. I never imagined I would ever run a studio, but there are a lot of apps out there that make it fun and easy, and you can have the Marriott, lobby behind you if you want.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly. Awesome. Well, we will definitely look for you at DragonCon. We already know you anyway, so we'd probably say hi even if you weren't carting around a bunch of stuff.
Sure.
But now we'll track you down.
I will definitely your props thing. I think we'll probably at least do one of those over the week.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. For sure.
I'm sure of that.
Specifically for your audience too, since I noticed that What Are You Drinking is part of the show, we are looking for folks to let us know what's your favorite nerdy cocktails or mocktails, but your favorite like really geeky cocktail. So.
We could get into that.
Yeah. Well, I don't. I already mentioned that I'm probably going to look to make myself some Banta Milk White Russians.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, as long as I don't have to watch the milk being made. That's all.
It's better than that awkward walrus thing that was in the last Star Wars movie.
Right. No, none of that. None of that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we are stupid excited, and we will definitely see you there, Gabby. We will look out for you. And yeah, you may not be able to get rid of us once we're doing a confessional. We're like, no, we're doing all the confessionals.
I am absolutely okay with that.
Awesome. Well, we will let you go so you can get back to your day, but definitely spread the word about us, and we will spread the word about you, and we will see you at the DragonCons.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks for reaching out.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. It was really nice to be in here today.
Awesome. Thanks. Have a great one. See you soon. Bye.
So because she kind of sort of set up the segue here, I'm going to go ahead and mention why is DragonCon important and what does it matter to this show? And here's sort of our confessional, right? Like, this show would not exist if it were not for DragonCon, which is why we do this particular episode every year, probably because first off, me and Laura wouldn't be friends if it weren't for DragonCon. We met at DragonCon.
That's true. We met at a DragonCon meetup here in town.
Meetup pre-DragonCon, but if it were not for DragonCon, we would not have met. So
right. Well, and also if it weren't for DragonCon, like we met at the meetup, and then you meet people at a meetup and you may never see them again, but you actually spotted us at DragonCon,
right? And hollered.
And then we started hanging out.
And then we hung out, and after that we've been friends ever since. So that's the first reason why this show is why DragonCon is the catalyst for the show. But the second reason is the first time we ever did a Bill Has Opinions segment, like sort of the pilot episode of the show, was a little dumb thing we did at DragonCon, because I was telling my friends about how one could possibly, if one had no money, camp out in the bathroom at the Sheraton.
Right. And you want to know something?
What's that?
Roll that clip. All right, folks, welcome to another episode of Bill Has Opinions. We are going to continue our series on camping in the bathroom at DragonCon. So this right here is the bathroom in question, so I'll let Bill take it away.
We're at the bathroom in the Sheraton by the parking garage. So this is like the furthest from anything. This is like where they have the conferences for like mundane business bullshit. Anyway, I noticed when I was walking in today, this looked like it was pretty dead. So I think this would be a prime place for someone to camp out. Let's go check it out. As you can see, there's not a damn soul in here. This is a bathroom. For ladies, this is called a urinal. Sometimes they put ice in there to make guys pee in a certain spot.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is not good because this one doesn't have a door for some reason. That's messed up. But you guys, check this out. So here's the bathroom, and the question that was posed to me was, where are you going to hang the hammock at? And that's a really, really relevant, good question to follow up on. So there's a hook on the back of the door here where I can hook one of the things, and Laura suggested that maybe this hook would not hold my body weight. I think it will. Anyway, this hook here on the back of the door is going to be where one of the hammock hooks is going to go. The other one, I guess we're going to have to wrap it around this little thing over here in the corner, and that's where I'm going to stretch my, like, you know, you get a nice quality camping hammock. That is going to be distracting all
It will be, because you'll make it go off all night because you're going to be swinging right there in front of it.
We're going to have to do something about that, but otherwise, this would be a good place to maybe catch a few Z's, and it will cost you absolutely nothing.
All right, so DragonCon on no dollars a day. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Bill Has Opinions. I was so pleased to have found that.
You know what the most unnerving thing about that one is how young I look. Like, how long ago was that?
God, goodness, I'd have to look again. I think it was maybe 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
5? Okay, well, that makes me feel a little better. I thought it was like a mere like 3 or something. I was like, good God, did I age that much? And
well, you were also freshly shaven.
the pandemic has not been good to me. I was also a lot thinner. Like, that's the thing that I'm mostly noticing, I think, is I'm like, look at that. Like, I must have been 20 pounds lighter.
Yeah, well, it wasn't everybody.
Probably.
Yeah, so, well, yes, that's fair. COVID aged all. That's true. That's true. All right. So, yes, so to your point, obviously, this show would literally not happen at all. I mean... You know, if you don't want to tell people that they could camp out in a bathroom,
don't tell everybody, or you won't be able to do it. I'll tell you that right now. Like this is gonna be prime real estate in the coming years.
as hotel prices continue to rise.
Oh my gosh, I've read more horror. I've read more horror stories of the people who decide they're going to book a VRBO or Airbnb. They think they got a really sweet deal. They got this condo 3 blocks from Con. Oh, and I got it for half the price of a hotel. And then the 3 days before Con, they canceled my reservation and they want me to pay 3 times as much. Yeah, that's what happens. Like, that's why you don't Airbnb for the Con.
As soon as that Airbnb owner realizes what's going on for Labor Day weekend. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's of course what they do.
Yes.
So yeah, it's taking your lives into your own hands, folks.
Yeah. So if you find yourself suddenly having your VRBO canceled, look into that Sheraton bathroom.
I mean, there is room. I'm assuming, like, there's room for 3 people in there.
Probably, yeah. I mean, it, depending on what you brought. Like I said, I had only accounted for like a camping hammock, but I imagine one could probably do some other. You could finagle. If one person brought a cot and another person brought a camping hammock, you could probably fit 2 people in a stall. Yeah. You know, And as long as you put some electrical tape or something over the toilet sensor, you
yeah, that's what we need to Google next because you will actually, Jill, our hotel room this year will be slightly bigger than the bathroom because we have a regular room instead of the other kind of room that we always have.
You didn't get a pool room?
No, we didn't get it fast enough, but that's okay because the pool rooms are very small and they have full-size beds. Right. So
that's true. You are practically sleeping on top of each other in those beds. Yeah. Gotcha.
So as a pleasant surprise, we will actually be a little more spread out than normal.
I will tell you the year we stayed at the Hyatt, we had because we were in that little like round tower thing.
Right.
Oh gosh, our room was like, it was totally squishy. Like it was the tightest little room I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, those are small ass rooms.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, real quick, like because we try to pretend like we're a grown-up show.
Sure, yeah.
Let me go back to we usually like to mention a friend's business roundabout now.
Yeah.
So I have, speaking of more Dragon Con exclusives.
Oh, yeah.
So our good friends at Geek Orthodox, they have exclusive swag this year available only at their booth. Only 50 of these will be available a day.
Yeah. As I understand, yes. No pre-orders, as I mentioned in the previous episode, I believe.
You did.
No pre-orders. You got to show up, and you got to be one of the first 50 people to buy this item at their booth. But if you want a really sweet Dragon Con cling, you show up at their booth, and as long as you do it, probably prior to 11 o'clock, you might get it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jill totally needs and wants one of these. So we're going to have to get up there early. And who wants to be grown-ups? That's fair. That's a good question. Why do we want to do that? So check out Geek Orthodox and buy their other stuff too, because their other stuff is also cool. They'll have T-shirts and other clings that are fun.
Right. Yeah, they got all kinds of good stuff. As we've mentioned them many times, a myriad of times on the show.
We have indeed. So since we've paid some bills with non-existent money, but hopefully made some money for some friends, why don't we're going to take a little break here. So let's do a little of this.
Oh, the marvelous Mrs. Marvel, Ms. Marvel, sorry, will not be seen tonight.
I'm glad you're amused by it.
I also forgot I was doing I was reading this.
Well, good. Let's just go straight into this.
Might as well.
So it's funny you watch like our very friend, because we've done 3 of these so far.
Yeah.
And like the production on the old ones were not great. We've gotten better at that.
It does get, I mean, like anything, it's like when you watch the old episodes of The Simpsons, like the first season of The Simpsons, and the drawing is terrible, and you realize like things get better.
Right. I mean, you hope it does. Although sometimes things get better and then they get bad again.
Sure. Well, like The Simpsons, for instance, after season 10, like it's gone on too long. Please stop.
All right. Well, if we make it to season 10, we'll have that conversation.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to be like, hey, we probably should wrap this shit up.
Well, we are actually, I mean, this is episode 96, which means we're only a few episodes away from our 100th episode.
Yeah.
That's, and boy, do I have something in store for you then, but you got to wait for that.
Right. Man,
I've had fun doing that too.
Crazy to be surprised on your own show all the time.
So I think it makes it fresher. I think it keeps it more.
It does. It's, yeah. You know, I always used to say to my wife, you know, because well, this is one of the, you know, another reason besides Dragon Con, another reason why we have this show is because I'm always walking around telling my wife shit, and she's tired of hearing it. She's like, you just need to have like a thing where you can tell everybody else this crap, you know. So she actually is not one of our viewers most of the time because she's already heard all this. She watches once in a while, but not often because, you know, she's heard it. And but she would always do this when we were in our friend group, and I would start going off on a rant about some dumb thing or another, and she'd go, Bill has opinions, you know. And anyway, I was going somewhere with that, but now the beer buzz is kicked in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so it's full circle. If it weren't for Dragon Con, there wouldn't be Bill Has Opinions.
Mm-hmm.
But because you have opinions, then that's why there's Bill Has Opinions.
It's true. It's because I have opinions and there was Dragon Con. It's the two things together. The gestalt of those two things.
Like chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah, but like I said, like a gestalt, because the gestalt, which if you're not familiar, is one of those German words that we don't have an English equivalent of. It means the sum of the parts are greater. So I don't know, something. The whole thing is greater than the part. You know, like it's against the conservation of mass. It's like once you put all these things together, they're better than the things they were made of.
Yes.
and you know, and that's so you put Dragon Con and my opinions together and you get something better. I guess.
I guess. Well, you know, at Dragon Con, we also have a few long-standing inside jokes.
Yeah.
Which is part of another thing that ends up happening on this show, that we end up with a bunch of inside jokes. And one of them, all right, Jill, you got to plug your ears, because one of them is this. So as a inside stories, we found that card at the CVS that's in the heart of Dragon Con one year and bought it, because why wouldn't you?
Sure.
And we've been torturing our friend with it for the better part of 10 years.
Which is crazy, because I'm surprised that card still cranks up every time you press it. Like,
I know.
I feel like this is probably the last year.
So we have since added 3 other cards to our collection. We've got a Valentine's Day and 2 birthday cards.
Yeah.
And one of the other ones has died, and it's a much newer card. Wow. So yeah, it might be infinite. It's powered by Jill's hatred.
It's got a warp core that runs off of matter and antimatter or something, right?
Exactly. So, all right. So, what are you most looking forward to this year at Dragon Con?
You know, the thing I'm always just looking forward to is hanging out with my friends, and like really, like we all just like when we all get there, when we're all there, we're finally all there, and then we all just, I don't know, sit down and have a beer together. Like whether, you know, we go to, what's the place? I can't remember the name of the Irish pub, but we'll hit that point. Like that's not even
yes.
Yeah, we go to Meehan's. It's not even an official Dragon Con venue, but once we're all hanging out at Meehan's and like just having a drink and having a good time, like that's really the best thing to me. Like crazily. I mean, there's things there that are fun at Dragon Con, but honestly, it's really about the people at the end of the day. That was the thing about it. I think I rewatched the first Dragon Con episode we did recently, and I said that at the time, like the big thing was the first time I went to Dragon Con, like the thing that blew your mind was you realized you were with your people.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I've ever felt comfortable in a crowd is at Dragon Con, and it's because you're with your people, but specifically with my people inside my group of people. You know what I mean? Like I love the entire crowd, but I love my people too more. And when you see your friends, like so and at Dragon Con, you will make friends from all over the country that you're only going to see. I mean, maybe once in a while you'll see them outside of Dragon Con, but for the most part, that's where you see them at. And
right.
And it's always a thing, where you're just like, hey, we're all here, and we're having a good time.
Right. And so I listened to last year's episode, and we talked about, because one of our Dragon Con friends is Alice, and we only see Alice at Dragon Con.
That's right. Yeah.
I think Jill talks to her sometimes outside of Dragon Con, but for the most part, we only see her at Dragon Con. She lives out in LA, and but like I told this story in the last year's episode that I literally don't remember meeting Alice. I have no clue where she came from. But just one day there was Alice, and she's just
there.
Always been there.
Yeah.
So, and you meet people like that, but she hangs out with us a good chunk of the weekend. So.
I mean, like earlier today, I was flipping through. Some photographer finally posted his pictures from last year, and I'm flipping through. And there's Jill and Alice together as Jareth and I can't remember the girl's name. Sarah, yes. And I was like, oh, and I sent Jill the picture. I was like, hey, look at this. Here you are. It's but that's one of those crazy things. Yeah, you run into people. I mean, yeah, you'll run into folks that you don't see for a whole year, and then you run into each other and you meet up, and it's just like you never left off. You're suddenly like hanging out with your friends again. So,
and it's crazy how you run into people that there with, pre-pandemic, the height was like 85,000 people.
Yeah,
so that's a lot of people, but you're still walking around. And all of a sudden, you run into somebody that Yeah. Like, how is that even possible?
Well, you're
like,
right.
I remember crossing the street one day, and we saw our friend Jimmy crossing the other way, and we're like, hi.
Yeah. You run into people and then you also run into people that who don't know you. Like you run into semi-famous, I'm not going to say like huge celebrities, but you run into people, I mean, like we've been hanging out like on a Saturday night, and you bump into Adam Savage or somebody like that, and you just wind up having a drink together and chilling, and it's cool. I don't know, like it's the thing that happens there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because again, like you're all in your tribe and you're enjoying each other, and it doesn't matter. Like there's no, stratus of who's who, blah, blah, blah. People just hang out and have a good time together.
And we mentioned this on last year's show too, but that, neither of us are particularly thrilled with large crowds. And for the most part, we don't do it except at Dragon Con.
It's the one time it's acceptable.
Yeah.
Because
I don't mind.
You don't feel that weird about them. Like, like for some reason, like I can meander through that particular crowd, and I feel like, that's a friend. That's a friend. That's a friend. There's a friend over there, whatever. I might not know them yet, but they're all my friends.
Right. I mean, especially for a crowd where a good chunk, not everybody, but a good chunk of the attendees are probably also a little socially awkward. Right. That, like normally myself and other people would not have conversations with strangers in line. But in this instance, that the people around you in line all like the same thing you're going to do.
Exactly. I've always said that. Like the easy, like when people say, how do I make friends at Dragon Con? I'm like, when you're standing in a queue for a panel, you understand that the people in front of you and the people behind you all share an interest. There's one thing you can talk about. And then if you see them in costume, another interest of theirs, like that you can also,
Well, and Tammy's right. You can never plan to meet up with anyone at Dragon Con. You just run into them.
That is true. Yes.
Because if you make a plan, it'll never happen because there are
Doesn't
so many
work
things
out.
going on.
Right. But that's 100% true. Like with Michael and Casey, I never plan to see Michael and Casey. I just run into Michael and Casey at some point. And that's
Absolutely.
Hey,
Absolutely.
there you are. Oh, you can plan. Are you saying you can make plans with Johnny Cage?
Well, you can finish him. That's for sure. That might be a Dragon Con story for a confessional because
You go. Yes, definitely. That's totally a confessional story.
That one needs to be saved and savored. I wonder, do they do? I need to know. Now I have more questions about the confessional. Like,
is there a booth?
Yeah, is it a booth? And do they like shadow your face and do the voice?
Forgive me, Father. This is my first confession.
Either way, we're gonna find out. We're definitely doing that.
We're gonna do that thing
in some combination of things. You're definitely doing that.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely look forward to going and hanging out with everybody. Yeah, the robot voice for sure. I hope we get the robot voice. Hanging out with everybody that's coming with us, doing all that stuff. I do admit, so one of my favorite hobbies in the week leading up to Dragon Con is to go through the app and schedule too many things every day.
More shit that you're going to do.
And then on the day that thing is going to happen, I look at the schedule and say, I'm not doing any of that.
I'm just going to hang out in my room.
Yeah. Or go do something else or whatever. Go tag along with somebody else going to do something.
Yeah.
But there are three, well, there are more than three, but there are three that I'm planning to see Star Trek panels this year that I think are must see.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. All the new Star Treks.
Okay. Only Star Trek related thing I scheduled was Shatner, but I have a conflict with something else. And so, and basically my thing with large celebrity panels is I'm not gonna stand in that queue.
Yeah.
I will show up in the last 15 minutes, and if I get in, I get in, and if I don't, I go to the second thing that was on my queue, on my list that was the conflict with the Shatner panel, you know?
Right.
And the only reason I picked the Shatner panel is because I've never seen him. I think in previous years, it was like Shatner and George Takei were at the same time or something. But here's the deal. I saw George Takei twice now. I've seen him at Dragon Con. I've also seen him at Pensacon.
Uh-huh.
And it was basically the same panel both times. And so now I'm like, well, there's no point in seeing him ever again. Like, nothing. I'm not knocking George Takei. He's like, if you've never seen George Takei, go see him once.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people who their panel, if you've seen them once, you've seen their panel. They're going to talk about the same stuff every time. Neil Adams was also like that. Rest in peace. And they're actually doing a memorial to Neil Adams also this year, I think. They're doing a memorial to Neil Adams and to George Perez. I'm going to go to the George Perez one for sure.
I saw that, yeah.
Neil Adams, if I can make it, maybe. But the George Perez one is more near and dear to my heart, obviously. So I'll go to that one for sure.
Well, and like it's the polar opposite of panels that are always the same is William Shatner. Like he doesn't know what he's going to say before he starts saying it.
Oh yeah, sure. Because he's got a bigger body of work and he's got a lot of stuff going on, and then he's just very animated, which is why I think he would be a fun person to go see. I've actually put him. He's there. He's got two panels, so I've put both of them on my schedule. And if I get to one of them, great. And if I don't, I guess I'll see it on Dragon Con TV.
Right.
Whatever happens.
Right, and that's the beauty of Dragon Con TV too, as like they do so much more than just comedy bumpers and the will not be seen tonight gags. That you can watch live panels. You can they show, like, you can watch in your hotel room. They'll show music videos and just fun things to pass the time. So yeah, you can do a lot of Dragon Con without even leaving your hotel room.
Absolutely. And honest to God, like over the last couple of years, I've learned that like when you watch things on Dragon Con TV, first off, you can see and hear everything that's going on in the panel.
Right.
And sometimes I've seen panels on Dragon Con TV that I wouldn't have stood in line for, and then I really ended up enjoying them. And when it wasn't something like like I said, I wouldn't have invested an hour standing in line for it, but I saw it on Dragon Con TV, and then I was like, oh wow, hey, cool. That's cool that I got to see. I'm thankful. So there's some stuff like that where it's really good.
Well, and some of the things that I've enjoyed the most at Dragon Con are just panels I ended up in. Like I happened to be somewhere without anything to do and a room was open. And I'm like, all right, I'll go in there. And sometimes it turns out to be something really cool.
Right.
There's actually a feature on the Dragon Con app of what's on now. So you can just click on that and you'll see what's currently or, what's about to be on. And I have in the past just looked at whatever's the closest to me and just gone to it because I didn't want to do anything else.
Right. Yeah, I've done that too.
Cool.
I've taken a couple weird ones. And then like I said, we always have a thing where we like try to schedule something we've never done before.
Yes.
So, like a science panel or something that's out of your comfort zone. I'm going to try and get into sword fighting this year.
All right.
Never done that.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else. I've never done wrestling before. I got to put that on there sometime, but I don't know if we're going to get to it this year or not. You got something new? You got a new thing on your schedule?
Let's see. No, I have not. Well, actually, was there one thing? There was one thing, I think. Well, I mean, there's dozens of things, to be fair. There's one year our new thing was do the Bunny Hutch costume event, and which is way out of my comfort zone, but we did it anyway. And now we do it all the time. So sometimes those things end up being really cool. But let's see, there was, and then one year we did the aquarium, and now we do that all the time too. Yeah. Oh, there's a new musical artist named Beth Patterson that I want to go see this year that I've never seen before.
Okay.
That's at least one of the things I want.
I think I did pick a couple of DJ shows and musical events, although I went and listened to a lot of the musical guests and was like, yeah, not really my thing, Some of them, like, I read the name and I'm like, that sounds cool. And then I'd go, like, listen to a clip or two and go, yeah.
There were a couple of those that their names said. There was a band called September Morning, Mourning. And I was like, if this is like a Neil Diamond goth band, I am 100% here for this. But it wasn't. It was just like regular. I'm like, no, you're missing an opportunity.
It was a regular goth band or just a regular band?
Just a regular band. I mean, they probably had a little darkness to them, but nothing as cool as a Neil Diamond themed band, man.
Right.
There was one in Atlanta years ago with the lead singer, or he since passed away, but he sounded just like Neil Diamond. And the band was called Hot August Nights, Knights. And the band played music in the style of Kiss, but awesome. He sang all the songs.
That's awesome.
And it was great.
I mean,
that's what I wanted.
I mean, in all fairness, I don't really see a huge difference between Kiss and Neil Diamond.
It went well together, to be fair.
Because they're both sort of Jewish vaudevillians, if you think about it, right? Like, it's not a huge stretch, really.
It isn't. So, all right, though, here's something new. What are the costumes in your costume lineup this year?
Oh, I don't have a huge amount this year. Try to keep it simple because I think, I don't know if I mentioned, was that before the show or during the show? So I don't like wigs. I don't wear a lot of wigs. I am wearing one this year, but most of the time I don't really wig out. I tend to manage to grow my facial hair and my hair to fit whatever I'm planning on doing. So, because I grew my hair and also because I don't know, an expediency. I guess once they announced the mask thing and all that, I was just like, well, because then you have to like buy a mask that pairs with every costume you're doing. So that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other level. So I was like, I'll just keep it simple. And so I basically got 3 Obi-Wan Kenobis. I've got the casual one. I've got the first 2 episodes of the Disney show, and then I've got the next 2 episodes of the Disney show. I think he has actually 3 costume changes during the whole of the Disney show, and I didn't go with the last. The last one's closer to a Jedi tunic.
Right.
I didn't do that one, but I got the first 2 because they were kind of casual. They're basically just like yoga attire,
Right.
Loose-fitting yoga tunics. And I was like, that looks comfortable. I'm just going to do that, And I was just going to do the one from the first 2 episodes, and then I realized, well, he didn't really brandish his lightsaber during the first 2 episodes. So then I went and bought another like a beige tunic, so that I could also wield the lightsaber. Because I bought a lightsaber last year, and I didn't spend $350 not to carry that thing.
Sure, absolutely.
So I went and bought that too, and then and then like I said, I had this whim of doing this casual thing. So I was like, okay, well, so I've got like 3 variations on an Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then I've got my Svengoolie costume for Sunday night when we're doing some like Halloween themed stuff. Yeah, if you got a lightsaber, it's true.
You got to use it. Use it.
Yeah. So. I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping that's the thing that people resonate with a bit. I think people usually do. I know I always have in the past. Whenever I've seen an Obi-Wan Kenobi, I usually talk to them. Because
sure, absolutely.
Because that guy seems chill.
And you will prove that guy is chill when they talk to you. Totally
chill. I mean, until you fuck with him, and then he cuts your legs off and leaves you to die in the lava.
Yeah, you don't want to cross him.
No, but up to that point. Although, I mean, to be fair, he did warn him. He was like, "Hey, don't do it. I'm gonna fuck your ass up."
And hey, it worked. Although this is an episode for another time, but I do have a number of bones to pick with the Obi-Wan story, but that's a different episode.
Oh, sure. Yeah. We'll just have to have a Star Wars nitpicking episode or something.
That's excellent. All right. Well, I've got obviously I'm doing Stede Bonnet. We're bringing back Todd and BoJack Horseman because they're comfortable and fun. And then we're doing Danger Mouse from the old cartoon series.
Uh-huh.
And then we're doing one incredibly unrecognizable costume in my grand quest to do all of the costumes from the TV show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
if anyone knows who we are, then that person deserves a gold medal.
Right? Yeah.
Like, this show was the lowest rated show on the CW for 4 years.
That tells you how bad the programming at CW was, that they kept a show for 4 years that was doing poorly.
But it was the best show they had.
They were like, we could shit can it, but what are we going to replace it with? Like, just something we have to spend money on, probably, right? Like,
right. It was the best show that they ever had. See? Thank you. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend was amazing. Thank you very much. So, yes. Yeah. Okay. Then here's another very important question.
Okay.
What special Dragon Con foods are you looking forward to?
What special Dragon Con foods am I looking forward to? I already mentioned I'm really looking forward to just going to Mian's, and I don't think there's anything special there. It's just pub fare. It's just fish and chips or buffalo chicken or something.
I always get the same damn thing every time we go there too.
I think I'll probably alternate, like I said, between fish and chips or buffalo chicken. But I mean, like, honest to God, pub food's my favorite thing, and meeting my friends over pub food is my most favoriteest thing.
Right. And maybe we'll record a Bill Has Opinions.
I think we've all agreed also to at some point go to. Was it the Hyatt that's having that thing?
Yes, the Hyatt is serving their Dragon Con specific burger this year.
Right, which we went and had last year, and it was the okayest burger I've ever had.
It was so last year's burger was truly, they used those rainbow bagels that were all the rage about 10 years ago in New York City.
Yeah.
And the bagels were kind of stale, not great for burgers.
Yeah, well, that's from New York City.
Right. So that was the bun, and then the burger situation. They asked us how we wanted the burgers cooked, but then they didn't care.
They ignored that.
No, it doesn't matter. You're getting the burger cooked.
Well done's good for you, sir.
Yes. But then the tater tots it came with, because it was magical, had those freeze-dried marshmallows, like from cereals.
Yeah.
Yeah, the marshmallow tots.
It was not a good scene. Oh, the Pacific Rim is good, and Pacific Rim, Meehan's. There's what's the other? Oh, Gilby's or something like that. The other pub,
Gibney's pub.
Gibney's is good. The one place in the Marriott, High Velocity. I like
High Velocity. Yeah,
I like High Velocity. I've always been a fan of it. So I'll say this: the first year we went, we got comped a meal there because we went in at like midnight, and it took them 2 hours to service, and I guess they felt bad, and they comped our entire meal, including like probably an hour's worth of alcohol. You know,
right? So while you were waiting,
right. So I since then I've been a loyal customer of High Velocity, right? Like because they won me over. I was like, that's awesome. So I always go to High Velocity for at least one meal, and I get like loaded nachos or some damn thing, you know. Here's the thing I like about High Velocity also. When you go in High Velocity, it's almost like you're in the cantina at Star Wars. You know, like
right.
But everybody is, you know, in a costume. It's like you're in this
exactly. Like like Heather says, it takes forever, but it's fun to people watch because I have sat there and there's like a whole Star Trek crew at the bar.
Yeah, it's always fun. Like honest to God, like, and here's the thing: I didn't even begrudge them. Like, it took me an hour and a half to get my food or whatever. But then they comped it, and I was like, okay, well, I'm coming back here every time.
That seems fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there is so. Yeah, I love the sushi place, Pacific Rim. Yeah, I like. Although, so I don't know why I was craving tacos, and like I could literally walk out onto any corner in Asheville and get tacos because that's what you do in Asheville is you open a taco place.
Yeah.
But then I remembered that there was Tin Lizzie's right there in Dragon Con. I was like, oh, maybe we should go there this time.
We went there last year, didn't we? Or the year
we
before?
went there one other. I don't think it was last year, but I don't think I went last year.
It wasn't the year before, obviously, because we didn't go 2 years ago. But I remember we all went to Tin Lizzie's once.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good place. Yeah. And we've never been to Hooters.
That's true. Oh, and we missed the biggest place we eat at. We didn't even talk about Fandangles. Fandangles. So Fandangles is we stay at the Sheraton, one of the 5 host hotels, and their hotel, restaurant, and bar is Fandangles. And
we just love the fucking name because it's the most 70s fucking thing. Right.
Right. Exactly. I mean, who names their bar?
Also, the place looks like the set of the Merv Griffin show.
Yes. And we used to do. They remodeled a few years ago. Unfortunately, this isn't a thing we can do anymore. But there were a couple of years where we would just like camp out. They had like these big areas with these sofas, and we would camp out in there for literal hours.
Yeah.
But we would pay that. Like we pay. Everybody had to pay. Give us cash for their drinks. Like they could come and go. But in the end, we paid them like a huge sum of money plus a huge tip because we were there all freaking day.
Yeah.
We haven't done that in forever.
No, well, because they got rid of the damn VIP room or whatever.
True. But we would always sometimes we would just go there as home base. Like if I'm not in my room, I'm at Fandangles.
Right. Well, because it was in our hotel and it was the easiest thing to do. Just walk down to Fandangles. And this is the thing, my wife, this is a funny thing. My wife is always like, let's bring a cooler full of food that we can cook, like we can eat in a room and save money. And I'm like, that's a great idea. But, as soon as our friends are like, hey, we're down at the pub or we're down at Fandangles, we're going to go down there and we're going to spend money. So like just you know.
Right. Yeah, we brought a lot of food last year, and we did make lunches and stuff because we were still being cautious. But
Yeah.
we're bringing a little bit of food this year, but otherwise, yeah, that's as far as we go.
Right.
That's true. There's usually no wait to get into Fandangles either.
That's true. For some reason, you can just walk right into Fandangles and sit down. Like unlike High Velocity, where you're going to be an hour and a half. First, you're going to wait 30 minutes to sit, and then you're going to wait another 30 minutes to be waited on. Probably.
Right.
Yeah, but it's worth it because there's stuff going on there.
Yes. All right. It's 8:00.
Oh yeah.
We need to go pack. Well, we need to go pack and stuff, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Because we leave in I can't do that kind of math, but we leave on Wednesday. We arrive on Wednesday.
Right. Yeah, I think we're planning to leave around lunchtime on Wednesday. So
sweet.
So
very, very excited.
Yeah, same, Jill. We'll see you there.
See you there, Heather.
Yes, we'll see you there.
There's all our friends.
I don't know. All the new friends who joined us tonight. We'll see you there.
Yeah, I mean, if you see us, because obviously we can't see your face, and one of you doesn't have a picture, so I don't know who you are.
Shout us out. Say, hey, I know you.
We know you guys.
I know you. You have opinions, and I'll be like, hey.
And then you'll tell them your opinions.
What do you want to know? What do you want to know about? Ask me a question.
All right. So let us close out the show. Oh, wait. Do we have things that are extra? I guess we don't. We're just excited about DragonCon. Nothing pisses us off right now.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, I'm pissed off that it's not DragonCon yet.
Right. That's about it. Like, I got to work another day.
Damn it.
That's the biggest thing on my list. Like, I got to put up a day of work. At least most of my friends are only getting there the same day I am. I hate the thing where your friends get there before you do, and you're still working, and they're all like, "Here I am at the bar having a beer," and you're like,
I remember when, like, the first couple of years I went, I had to work, and like I had to work a half day on Friday. Like, it wasn't even like, because it didn't start until Friday. And Matt and Jill would go down and get their badges and my badge. And then like I'd hop on Marta after work and meet them down there. But yeah, it was always so hard. Like I would sit at my desk and I would literally be the most unproductive person in the world.
Yeah.
Just let me go. I'm not doing anything.
I'm worthless. Just like cut me off.
Just cut me off. All right. But let's close out the show so that we can get to DragonCon faster.
Yeah, I gotta go pack my shit. Bill Has Opinions is usually produced by Laura Lavoie. The opinions of Bill are his and his alone, unless Laura agreed with them. I don't think we had any disagreements tonight. Also, they don't have anything to do with the opinions of our sponsor, who doesn't pay us a dime, Geek Orthodox. I mean, although I don't know why they would disagree with anything I said tonight, unless they really like the tater tots. Otherwise, let's see. Be sure if you talk about us to hashtag Opinion Gang. Let's see. Like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, be sure to follow us. And we're also on Instagram. You can follow us there as well. Apparently this coming week, there's going to be some prompts for DragonCon, so we're going to probably be playing into that whole thing. So look for some exclusive content outside of our show over the next 5 days. Not the next 5 days, but starting Thursday, those 5 days. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, at some point, look for exclusive content.
Look for exclusive content over the weekend. You'll enjoy it. There'll be something fun going on. And otherwise, we won't be back next Monday because we'll have been getting home from DragonCon. So we'll be off that week. And then I don't know what the schedule is going forward because Laura's doing a thing.
Yeah, I got some stuff going on. So we are going to be on hiatus at least through the 5th and the 12th. But then I'm hoping that we're back after that. So
yeah. So just follow, if you follow us and like and subscribe and all that crap, you'll know what's up.
Yes.
You
will.
Yeah, but like I said, over the next weekend there'll be some content. So So stay
And,
tuned.
go and watch our old shows because, I mean,
Or go to
especially the
DragonCon.
newer old shows.
Buy a whole weekend badge. Don't even play this single day garbage. Just
don't do that.
Just pay the whole money and get the whole badge.
The whole money. Pay the whole money. All right. Well,
it's a bargain.
It really is. It is, but for days and amount of stuff there is to do, DragonCon is the cheapest convention.
It's the cheapest con in the world when you think about it that way.
I mean, it's all the other stuff that adds up: your hotel room, your travel, all the food.
But people who always like, oh my god, like, am I going to be able to buy a day pass for Sunday? Like, fucking just buy the whole fucking thing. Like, it's not that much. Just buy it. Even
right now, even at the close to con rates, because they raised the prices, through the year. Yeah. Even now, it's still not bad.
Not bad. Just do it.
Still cheaper than a lot of other conventions. All right, just do it.
I'll see you guys at con. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes. All right, everybody. We will see you all soon. See you at the convention. Bye, everybody.